Meeting his demise in the Tiandong Mountains, the heavenly martial king Gu Feiyang is reincarnated 15 years later as Li Yun Xiao, a complete trash of his generation, and thus begins an extraordinary tale of the martial king looking to restore his former glory, all the while fighting off against the challenges that his new vessel brings. Surrounded by ruins, a man hears someone call out to him, Li Yun Xiao. "Who's calling me?" wonders the man, questioning whether he, Gu Feiyang, didn't die already. As his mind begins to get flooded with someone else's memories, the voice once again shouts out Li Yun Xiao. With this, the man snaps awake as a boy and catches the piece of chalk flying towards him. From the memories he now possesses, Yun Xiao comes to understand that this is the year 1033 of the Sky Martial calendar, meaning that 15 years have passed since he, Gu Feiyang, died on the Tiandong Mountain. He then looks outside through a window, only to see a towering statue of himself from 15 years ago. Suddenly, the teacher starts scolding Yun Xiao for sleeping in her class. Having taken in this setting, Gu Feiyang realizes that he has been reborn as a boy named Li Yun Xiao. While the entire class looks on, Luo Yunshang, Tian Shuai Nation's Blue Jewel Academy instructor, asks Yun Xiao to answer how many methods there are to refine an ordinary Shuan weapon. Turning his gaze towards the teacher, the reincarnated soul notes that she is a great-looking girl with long crimson hair and a good body. So, if Yunshang wore a set of armor and added the Frost of Grief to her arsenal, she would be exactly like the Red Lotus Empress. Nah, Du really playing dress-up in his thoughts. Pitying that the instructor still has a long way to go as she's currently only in the 4th martial realm, Yun Xiao gives her a disappointed look. Shocked at her mind getting disrupted by just a glance from a regular brat, Yunshang rushes him to answer her question. As a 9th-tier refiner in his past life who stood at the pinnacle of the martial world, Yun Xiao feels insulted by the childish query. He nonchalantly answers that there are 48 types of refining methods, leaving Yunshang in shock. Hearing this, the entire class erupts in laughter. Ridiculing the trash of the Li family for not being able to answer such a simple thing, the other students show him that there's clearly only 36 types mentioned in Master Yang Di's notebook. Yang Di, that brat, he dared to forget the 12 methods that Gu Feiyang had devised, remarks Yun Xiao, unbothered by the mockery. While the rest of the class laugh at the boy, the instructor is baffled by his words. "Silence," shouts out Yunshang. Co-signing what Yun Xiao said, she tells the students that Yang Di didn't add the extra 12 methods in the notebook because they are simply impossible for ordinary people to grasp. Dude straight up said skill issue, noting that Li Yun Xiao is considered trash in martial arts because his meridians haven't opened. Yunshang thinks that he will be valued much higher than a martial warrior if he is trained to be a refiner. Telling Yun Xiao not to be proud of himself just because he read some extracurricular materials, Yunshang asks him a nigh impossible question, announcing that he won't need to attend her class anymore if he can answer it. Much to everyone's surprise, Yun Xiao easily responds to her query. Following this, Yunshang asks him a series of questions that, in reality, is advice for herself. Yun Xiao's responses not only make her understand why she was failing in her task, but also that his gaze earlier was filled with disdain because of being asked a dumb question. She then rushes out of class, telling the boy to see her when classes are over and to study on his own for now. After Yun Xiao leaves, the students wonder if he is a prodigy in alchemy. Though, a sinister-looking boy shuts down their theory by reiterating that the Li family's trash can't possibly become a refiner. Afterwards, Yun Xiao takes a stroll around town, which is the capital of the Tian Shuai Nation. The former 9th-tier refiner vows at the coincidence that his idiotic disciple Yang Di is now among the best refiners in this country, all the while feeling a bit moved that he made his statue to honor him. Soon, Yun Xiao arrives at the Alchemy Tower, lamenting that his current body is extremely weak since its previous owner was trash among trash, really catching strays even when he isn't even there. In his previous life, Yun Xiao was a grandmaster who was ranked 3rd in the martial world, so he quickly wants to find Yang Di and then train his trash of a body, aiming to regain all his prior strength in the next few years. Vowing to use his past life's experiences to become even stronger in this one, Yun Xiao proclaims, "I will reach the pinnacle of this world." As all the meridians in his current body are closed, Yun Xiao rushes to find Yang Di to open them. Arriving at the Alchemist Guild, he is welcomed by the receptionist named Lu Yao. Yun Xiao asks her if Yang Di is still there, only to find out that he was the previous guild master 20 years ago. Having originally wanted Yang Di to brew him some pills to help with breaking through, Yu Xiao feels that the task of unclogging his hidden meridians himself is a bit troublesome. Previously, the whole world knew him as Gu Fei Yang, a prodigy in martial arts and alchemy, as well as one of the 7 elders of the Alchemist Guild. With his achievements standing at the pinnacle of the 9 realms as the world's top expert, Gu Fei Yang was named military breaker by the church. Even his students are famous in the world of martial arts. To go from all that glory to a 15-year-old trash whose meridians are still clogged up, Yu Xiao is enraged, worrying that it will be hard to regain his strength in the future if he doesn't open them soon. He asks the receptionist if she could help him find the materials if he writes her a recipe, getting told to go ahead. Right then, an alchemist named Jia Rong comes calling for Lu Yao, instructing her to hurry up as Master Liang is looking for her. Informing the middle-aged man that Yun Xiao wanted her help to help him look for something. Lu Yao begins heading off to Master Liang. Before she can go, Jia Rong snatches the boy's recipe from her hand. "What kind of a lousy recipe?" announces the first-tier alchemist, crumpling and tossing the recipe away like trash. Top 10 moments captured before disaster. As any document he writes is a priceless treasure. Yu Xiao is overcome with fury at this act. After telling Lu Yao to hurry to Master Liang, Jia Rong turns his back to the boy and tells him to get lost, declaring that this is not a place for children. With this, Yu Xiao brings to light the fact that Jia Rong got promoted to an alchemist just this week, pinpointing exactly what his exam was. The former lets the latter know that by utilizing a blood flame stone to increase his alchemic fusion abilities right before the exam, he has put his life in jeopardy. "What a waste of a talented alchemist," mutters Yu Xiao, informing Jia Rong that he will have to chop off his right arm and destroy his Dun Tien to preserve his life. Ouch, that's almost worse than what I felt when Cody introduced The Rock to beat Roman. Despite knowing that the boy isn't just chatting nonsense since he was able to list his exact symptoms, Jia Rong tells him to stop with the scare tactics. Hearing this, Yu Xiao starts walking off, remarking that it's a shame as he was about to teach Jia Rong the cure. Suddenly, the man no longer wants Yu Xiao to leave and puts his hands on him, demanding to be told the cure. However, the former 9th-tier refiner's powerful gaze forces Jia Rong to unhand him. Scared for his life, Jia Rong bows down before Yu Xiao and begs to be told the cure, much to the shock of the other guild members. As the boy asks for his list of materials, the man rushes to pick the recipe and straighten it out for him. Yu Xiao then proceeds to blow his nose into the piece of paper before crumpling it right back. Dude is on that Sigma grind set. Tossing the recipe at Jia Rong's face, he commands him to bring 10 batches of every item on the list to Blue Jewel Academy. While the first-tier alchemist stands there speechless, Yu Xiao urges him to remember his name and declares respect is not given but earned, and you lost mine from the very beginning. Revealing a cure that will allow him to hold on for a few days, Yu Xiao leaves Jia Rong with an order to meet him alive and well. Afterwards, the man wonders why he was so afraid of a brat that is neither a warrior nor a refiner. Remembering Yu Xiao's words about respect and the ferocious aura he was emitting, Jia Rong vows to rip him into 1,000 pieces after finding a solution. Blood still pretending to be tough, that's tough. Elsewhere, Lu Yao informs the 2nd-grade refiner, Li An Wan Yu, of a few ingredients that the teenager asked her to find. Prior to leaving, Yu Xiao tells Jia Rong that his right hand would only hold for 3 more days, after which he won't be able to refine again. Hearing this, the already shaken-up man falls further into despair. Questioning if the boy is lying, Jia Rong wonders how he is supposed to find the materials in such a short span of time, given that he has never even heard of half of them. On the other hand, when you ask Lu Yao for all the materials in Yu Xiao's recipe, as the receptionist begins to list them, the 2nd-grade refiner is baffled, questioning if the boy left any way for them to contact him. For one, you to think so highly of someone was unheard of, making Lu Yao wonder where Yu Xiao came from. Who's gone tell her? She asked the refiner about the materials, given that she hadn't heard of them despite being in the Alchemist Guild for 3 years. Much to Lu Yao's surprise, even Wan Yu is unaware about most of them. Though having a feeling that the resulting product will boost the levels of warriors enormously, he urges the receptionist to contact him if Yu Xiao comes back again. Back over with Yu Xiao, he notes that Jia Rong will have a hard time finding the materials. Wanting to find another way, the former 9th-tier refiner checks what the boy has in his storage ring, only to find it filled with garbage. The one barely good item he finds is the black-hilted iron-heavy sword, weighing around 32 kilograms. Missing his star sword, Yun Xiao effortlessly swings around the heavy sword, deciding to use it until he opens the 7 meridians and forges a Xuan weapon himself. Du got that sleeper build. Soon, Yun Xiao arrives at the academy and gets attacked by 2 students named Yufeng and Luo Jia. Avoiding their attacks with ease, the boy prepares to strike back. Right then, Hun Bai and Chun Jun, 2 of Li Yun Xiao's best friends, come to his aid, intercepting Lan Fei's dogs. Having opened 4 of his meridians, Hun Bai collides with Du Feng. Being equally matched, the 2 push each other back. However, Luo Jia jumps in and clashes with Hun Bai. As the former has unclogged 5 of his meridians, he overpowers the latter and ends up breaking his arm. Du Feng then tells Hun Bai and Chun Jun to get out of there, warning them that they will become collateral damage if they don't listen. Suddenly, a voice declares that anyone who dares to bully Li Yun Xiao will have to go through her. Seeing the princess of Tian Shui country, Qin Ru Sui, herself coming to his aid, the reincarnated soul wonders how a trash like Yun Xiao has such connections. Not having the gall to disrespect the princess, Lan Fei's underlings begin to move out, just as they turn their backs to him. Yun Xiao chimes in, declaring they aren't going to leave that easily after beating up his friends. As Du Feng snarks at this proclamation, the boy remarks that he just wants to see the difference between 5 meridians and 0. While Luo Ji gets fired up, Du Feng jumps in first to teach Yun Xiao a lesson with his 4 meridians. The spectators look on and worry in anticipation, only to be met with an utterly shocking outcome. Yun Xiao stands victorious, having kicked him right in the family jewels. Oof. Holding his crotch, Du Feng curls up on the ground, writhing in agony. Luo Jia accuses Yun Xiao of playing dirty, but the boy argues that he only lifted his right knee without knowing that Du Feng would run into him. While the onlookers buy into this story, Luo Jia refuses to believe that his friend would get accidentally kicked like that. Unleashing the power of his 5 meridians, the high-ranked warrior charges towards Yun Xiao, vowing to avenge Du Feng by ending him. As a barrage of fists rains down on the boy, his friends scream at him to run. Though, Yun Xiao simply stands his ground, lifting his black-hilted iron-heavy sword up to intercept the onslaught. In the goofiest manner possible, Luo Jia ends up cutting his fist on the blade. Yun Xiao proceeds to add insult to injury, striking his opponent down with yet another kick in the nuts. Rob does not want them to continue the generation. Once again, the spectators buy into Yun Xiao's narrative, wondering how someone could be so stupid to try and block a sword with his bare fists. If I can't even take down a few warriors, then I would rather die, proclaims the former 9th tier refiner, announcing that hurting his friends has severe consequences. Yun Xiao then kicks Luo Jia into Du Feng, sending the 2 flying into a wall and causing them to pee themselves. As the boy towers over Lan Fei's defeated underlings, Hun Bai tells everyone to leave the area. Meanwhile, Chun Jun wonders if Yun Xiao has activated his meridians, getting convinced that the stupid enemies hurt themselves. My guy graduated from the Among Us Academy in gaslighting. Right then, Qin Ru Sui questions, Li Yun Xiao, are you really Li Yun Xiao? The princess fears that the Du and Luo family, who have always been against the Li family, will use this situation against him. Unfazed, the boy sinks his heavy sword inches away from Du Feng and Luo Jie's crotches, nonchalantly vowing to destroy whatever makes them a man if it comes to that. He then starts heading back to the dorms, leaving Qin Ru Sui flustered. After Yun Xiao leave, his 3 friends note that attacks from external forces aren't the main concern. Rather, it's the fact that the academy will simply look the other way if the students fight amongst themselves, meaning that the real danger to Yun Xiao's well-being is Lan Fei. Not only has the overwhelming force already activated 7 meridians, but he is also about to train his spirit to become a champion, a level that is far greater than a mere warrior. Sometime later, Yun Xiao arrives back to his dorm, lamenting his weak body. He notes the need to train even if he can't activate his meridians yet. Let's do this, declares Yun Xiao, taking a stance to get ready for Heavenly Tyrant body training technique. Once upon a time, the martial world held an event to determine the top 10 strongest fighters, crowning the 10 great martial kings as the pinnacle of power in the martial world. Among them, the man called Ao Chang Kong was thought to be the strongest. This gave rise to his nickname, the Tyrant Martial Sovereign. Ao Chang Kong's body training technique, famous for being the ultimate martial arts, was obtained by Gu Feiyang through sheer coincidence. Ah yes, that plot armor finally kicking in. Now,